Hello. Today we are having our second viola lesson. I'm of course George, and you are of course Demetrius. And we are playing some viola on a Saturday morning. Fun stuff. Okay. So today we are going to work on establishing our bow hold. We're going to be doing a good bit of remedial work from our last lesson. I noticed that you had some bad habits from your violin playing, so that's something I really want to focus on today. And then beyond bow hold, we're also going to talk about motion of the arm, the bow arm as we're moving. What exactly is moving? What needs to be done when we're crossing strings, such like that. So we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff regarding the bow today. But first, we're going to tune. So, what's up?
I think I may have had like a loose string. Maybe it disappeared or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it just fell off.
We got a good tightness on this. So you know about tightness with the bow? Once it kind
maybe
of
just like a pinky. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't usually judge it based off finger size because everyone's finger is so different.
Just
but what I do
like
is just
tension.
like once you start to notice that it's just starting to kind of straighten out, you want to go just a little before that because you want to have some curve in the bow, but you also want to have some good tension in the bow as well.
But like not too much, so it's not like just.
Yeah, you've got it at a good place right now. And I notice your the turning peg here is a little it's a little hard to turn. I notice. So that can be a problem with some bows. So you might want to get like a cloth or something when you're detuning it, or if you want to get a little more. Yeah, it's really hard to turn. So yeah, you might just want to get a cloth when you're dealing with it. But I think it's at a good place. So so let's tune. Let's start with our.
It wasn't this hard to turn like half an hour ago. Maybe because of the weather when I went outside or something.
Possibly, or maybe it's just once you get to a certain point of tension, then it's really hard. Might be what it is. So let's start with our high A string. I'm gonna play with you as well. So we're both in tune. Very close. Yep.
Every time I go sharp, I feel like I'm going over the note and then I'm going under the note. Just missing it.
Let's try it again. So you're just yep. Now tune it just a little bit down. You're almost there. Yep. That's good. All right, let's move.
Don't touch it anymore.
Yeah. All right, let's move down to our D string.
Would it be okay if I tune by the fourths, or you want me to go by?
Oh yeah, if you're used to that, yeah, go for it. Yep. If you're used to that, do that. Yep, sounds good. Play your D. Sounds good? Yep. Okay, so next one.
I always tune my G a little sharp by accident, so maybe we should do that by the note.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that's good. And now our C, last one. All right, we are decently in tune. Great. So today, like I said, we're going to be working on our bow hold. So let's put our viola down on the side just for now, because we're just going to be dealing with the bow. And
I used to always put my violin on the case, but this is a bent case, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I'm gonna move.
Stands?
Yep, just so we can see each other a little better. Okay, so let's do the basics. What how I usually start is by making a circle with my thumb and my second finger, my middle finger, right, like that. Okay, and you'll be surprised, when you have your arm hanging on your side, that's kind of where it's resting. Your thumb might be a little higher up, but that's generally where you have it.
A tiny bit higher.
Right, yeah, be a little closer to your first finger. So, but yeah, our bow hold is going to be very similar to how we normally drop our hands, how we have our hands resting at our sides. Okay. So yeah, let's make that circle. We're going to open it up just a tiny bit. And then let's take our bow in our left hand and face the hair towards us. And then we're just going to open that circle up a tiny bit. And then put your thumb in that little crook between the frog and our little padded felt part right here, right? And then
you have the nicer.
And then
one.
Our second finger.
I have the middle.
What's that?
You have the nicer one. I have the middle.
You have the what? Oh,
the metal,
yeah, the metal. And then our second finger is going to come over, okay? And it's going to go until about the second knuckle. See how it's my second knuckle? A tendency for most people is to kind of bend at the first. It's just to have the first finger come over the top of the wood. We want our second finger, our second knuckle,
Usually
to come
kind of
over
do
the
like
top.
That, maybe even that. So like that's too far up.
Yeah, you want to go a little lower. Yep. So you want to get to about your second knuckles, and that's for both the second and the third finger.
Second knuckle to here, right?
Nope. Second knuckle here. So first knuckle, second knuckle.
All the way there?
Yeah, lower. It might maybe a little higher than that, but yeah, you want to be about at your second knuckles. Okay?
Alright.
And that's for the first finger too. And then, okay, so when we have our first finger down, remember like I said, we're going to turn pronate, which is called pronating, by lifting our elbow up a little bit. And then all we have to do is then put that
just
pinky.
Rest the pinky.
Yeah. So it's going to be resting, not quite at the top. This little top, these are called facets. It's like faceted, like just like a pencil, And so you don't want the pinky resting right on the top facet, but the one right below it. Okay?
What is this?
On this side, yeah. On your palm side.
So the facet right
below, yeah, like going down towards your palm.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's try something.
I feel like this is too pushed up, like, because when I do that, I feel like I can't, like, again, it's all in the pinky, like the pinky's doing all of the work.
Right.
When I try to pinch with these, I feel like there's not enough pinch space. Like if I went lower, it would be a little better.
Yeah, so what I think you're doing a lot of things though that I think are impeding your progress and basically like hampering and putting a lot of tension in your pinky. So like I said, you want to get your second knuckles down there. So kind of bring it down. Here, we're gonna try some. Let's try something. I got a little exercise I think will help with this. So take your bow in your left hand, about the middle, and then raise it up about as far as you can reach. Okay. And then we are going to, like a monkey hanging from a branch of a tree, we're going to grab for that branch.
Grab the branch.
Grab for the branch. And where does that usually rest when you grab?
Second knuckles.
Second knuckles. Yep. And then, so all we need to do from here is
bring it there.
Yep, bring it there. Put our thumb in that same spot.
Better.
Yep, and then make sure that when we're putting in our thumb, we also have our thumb curved. You see how my thumb's curved? Yeah. You tend to lock in your thumb like this.
Yeah.
So you want to have it nice and curved. And then once you have that, we just need to pronate, turn, and then set our pinky up. Yep.
Is that better?
That is, your thumb is getting better. It's still a little too straight. I think you could bend your thumb in a little more. And then your pinky is still really straight. So you want to, yeah, exactly. And then you're still,
goes away.
Right, you're still supporting it from about your first knuckles. So you need to get your fingers down more. See how I'm setting mine up?
Yeah, like I feel it all up here, and I'm not sure
Really?
if that's just because of my past with tendonitis, or
Uh-huh.
like just that I'm just not doing it the way I think I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it supposed to have all of this
No.
like tension?
No, it should be comfortable. It should be loose and relaxed. It's not like a, people refer to the bow, like they refer to it as a bow grip, and that is false. It shouldn't be a grip. It should be a loose.
I feel like if I'm on a violin or a viola, like it would be a lot more comfortable. But
Right.
just holding it like this, like a lot of tension, because
Okay.
I'm supporting all of this, like, but I
Right.
should still feel relaxed when I'm supporting all of this too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. And the viola will help with that because when our bow is on the strings, the viola is holding the bow, not us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's put our bow down. I want to try out a little exercise that I think will help with strengthening your finger muscles and also helping with flexibility, and hopefully also improving upon the bow hold. So this is going to seem a little weird, but what we're going to do is we are going to take a piece of newspaper. Let's take that. And with only using your right hand, nothing else, you're going to crinkle up the paper. Do you feel it in here? Does it hurt?
No, because I feel like I'm doing it in a way a pianist would.
Okay.
Because piano was one of my main instruments, the one that's closest to me. So like the curling in.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm holding that bow, like I'm curling in more, curling in, and like every joint kind of moves its own. When I go, should I just?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
When I go like this, like all of a sudden it feels different, as if like rather than
right. But see, you're changing your hand. You're changing
pulling.
your hand though. See, what I noticed is like what you're doing is when you're crumpling that paper, what's my thumb doing? It's kind of bending in, right? Right? And that's exactly where it needs to be on the violin, nice and bended in. Well, you're kind of changing your bow hand to like this, and your thumb's coming in like that. And I think that, and you're not only locking in your thumb, you're locking in your pinky, and I can already feel, just doing that like this in my own hand, I can feel all the tension right there. So that's, I think, where most of your tension is. You need to drop your fingers down to the second knuckle and curve your pinky and your thumb in. They're not locked. Yeah. Okay, so, and we're going to keep touching on this. I mean, because, you played violin for how many years like that with that bow hold?
4th grade to 12th grade.
4th grade to 12th grade. I mean, that is a long time. Some people say that it takes just as much time plus a day to get rid of a bad habit and learn a new one. It's kind of like it's basically saying that it can take just as much time to unlearn a bad habit as it took you playing it. Exactly. Or all the time that you spent doing it like that. It takes your brain a lot of focus and mental energy to change that and reverse that because it's become so unconscious in your brain. It's become such an automatic thing for you. So yeah, every time you go to hold your bow, you need to be very conscious about how you're setting it up. I like the circle thing, kind of keeping the second finger and first finger aligned, dropping the rest of the fingers in place, setting up the pinky on top, and then pronating to the side. And where are my knuckles in relation to the top of the bow? Am I at more the first or the second knuckles?
Second.
The second knuckles. It's a little below.
Like almost in between, but like.
Yeah, my third finger especially. My first and second finger definitely are right at the second knuckle. So, yeah, we just need to drop our fingers, have them curve more over the bow. You're kind of doing it this, you need to come in more, and then turn and pronate. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
At all? Does that kind of help? I know I'm throwing a lot at you right now. Um, so, I would just like you to observe my bow hold for a second. I'm going to ask you to tell me what's wrong or what's right. It
Okay.
doesn't necessarily have to be wrong. All right.
You mean different bow holds?
Yeah.
All
So what do you see about this? What looks good? What doesn't look good?
Can you turn it around for a
Yep.
second?
Yeah. Yep. Let me get a little
So-
closer so you can see it.
This seems bent, but maybe like at the wrong.
What does?
The thumb.
The thumb.
But
Okay.
maybe
So
like too much that way.
too much
I
this
guess.
way.
No, like towards your hand. Like there's not enough space or something. I guess. No, not like that. No.
Right, because that's
no.
what you do.
You don't like bent like that, but I don't know. But also the knuckles aren't in enough.
What do you mean by that? Do you mean
Like they're not on the bow.
okay? They're not contacting enough.
Yeah,
So I'm doing more like
maybe
this.
More like that, and it's
Then you do
also
more like
not
that?
very pronated.
Not very pronated.
Is that the thing you were
That was
looking
the
for?
main thing I was looking for. But I liked all the the other things that you mentioned were
Maybe
true
not,
as well.
Maybe not being pronated caused the other things.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's connected. Okay, let's.
Wait,
I'm gonna-
do you know what I meant by that though? Like it kind of looked like that rather than
Right.
that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I didn't know
That
how to
was-
explain that. I guess.
And then okay, let's try one more. Okay.
Okay, one more.
One more.
I know what you're gonna be doing now.
Okay.
The
well-
thumb. It was a thumb.
No.
At first.
Thumb's good. It wasn't first.
Oh, okay.
What is it now?
The pinky.
The pinky. And this is what your pinky looks like. Very
Uh-huh.
straight. Looks okay. But what we need to do, bend it in a little more. Bring it a little closer to that third finger. Okay, because you're kind of doing that. So you just want to bring it in a little towards the third finger. So it's a little more curved.
Do you know?
Just a bit more
Do you
curved.
know the best friend thing?
Best.
Fingers
No.
are best. Oh no. Wait, so like if you have in a D major scale, you'd be like, they're best friends, and they're not. And then like it's minor. Oh, they're best friends now. Oh, they broke up.
I like that.
You know, and then like maybe there's
Right.
like
Yeah.
something interesting. They're best friends now. All
So,
three of them.
A chromatic.
So like
chromatic
maybe
scales.
these are best friends.
Right.
I don't know.
So chromatic scales, yeah, exactly. Our third and fourth finger are our best friends. Sort of like that.
On
And then
that.
we're going to have a little more space between our first and second. Yeah.
Aw, they
So
should get
you-
along a little.
They don't, exactly.
Yeah.
So does that mean our chromatic scale is the chromatic scale is the friendliest scale?
Well, I guess so, but you know, sometimes you have to like. All you
Mhm.
did was move the first finger.
Right.
You know.
Okay,
They're
now,
just moving their solo.
yeah. Okay, so
Alright.
now I'd like you to place the viola in your lap, because we're about to play it a little bit. We're going to work with some right hand bow arm motions.
Okay.
What that is going to feel like now that we've talked about bow hold. And I know it's not perfect yet. I mean, mine isn't perfect either. Yeah. So let's set up our bow hold. Remember our circle technique.
Sorry, my fingers.
You're good. Second knuckle. Third finger curve. Pinky curve brought in close to that best friend of the third finger.
All right. So.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to pronate a bit more. You're coming a bit too high, like this. You see how my wrist is really above it?
Mhm.
I'm bringing it down. Bring your wrist a bit down. Yeah, I think that might help. And now try to pronate.
I think that's.
Curve all your fingers, though.
Oh, this is different.
Yeah. See, your first finger is still not. Still not very pronated. You see how? Look at my first finger. The side of my finger is touching the wood, and not the palm, the pad. You know what I mean? It's more the side.
Mhm.
So you're still more touching the pad, the palm of the finger than the side. Yeah, that's better. That looks good. That's looking
Okay.
better. Yeah. Does it feel bad? Does it hurt? Do you feel a little less tension than before, maybe?
A little bit.
Okay, that's good. Well, let's work with that. Let's work with that for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to think about our bow motions. So we're just going to be playing on the high A string right now. So you probably recognize these shapes from violin, but if you look at my bow arm in relation to the viola, what kind of shape am I making?
Well, just with the arm?
Yeah.
Like a square.
Yeah, like a square, exactly. Have you ever experienced that? Anyone ever told you that, like in violin?
No one's ever.
Okay, because that's pretty common.
That.
Okay, it's pretty common.
Yeah,
anyway, so
which is
and this
probably
is
bad.
And this is about the mid range of my elbow, and this is about the mid range of the bow, as well. Our square position is in the middle of the bow. Now, what if I do this? What if I go toward the frog? What kind of position am I now making with my arms?
Triangle.
Like a triangle, yeah. And then if I go all the way out,
A rhombus.
A rhombus. Yeah, sort of.
In a way.
Yeah, it's
or
kind
a
of.
rectangle.
It's kind of, yeah, or it's almost like another triangle, kind of.
An obtuse triangle.
Or a weird, yeah, it's a weird triangle. So I just kind of think middle. You want to have a square position with your arm.
Mhm. Sorry,
We're at the frog.
This is not very good.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know what to do about this.
Yeah, actually, I brought you some shoulder rests, and I'm sorry. We should have taken care of that in the beginning, and I'm sorry. Yeah, let's work with some shoulder rests. I'm gonna stop the video, and we'll pick up more on bow holds and bow arm motion in our next lesson.
Okay.
Thank you so much.